Hello everyone. So friends, in our previous lecture we saw the demonstration of how we can create a dummy test double using Mockito. So in this section we'll see that how we can create the stub test double using Mockito. So in our previous lecture we created the stub test double manually. What we did was, as we want to mock this book repository, we created a stub out of it, which was a manual effort by creating this class. And what this class did was that it implemented book repository which had only one method to just find the new books based on whatever the days we have provided. So here we simply stubbed the response, that we created this response manually by doing some hard coding, that we created a list of new books, we added these two books with some price, and then we simply returned these new books. So whatever we returned it from here, it was actually in hard coded or the stubbed response. Therefore the word stub came into picture, that it is an stubbed response. We used this book repository stub into our book service, and we wanted to test get new books with applied discount method. So this method internally used what we saw just now, find new books. So it simply called this method, and as we have hard coded this method here, so it simply returned the list of books having two books. And after getting the list of books, it applied the discount which we provided here. So what it did was, it iterated each and every book one by one, took its actual price, calculated the discount rate on the price, and then simply subtracted the discounted price from the original price to get a new price, and finally set the price of the book to be the new price. So for example, if we want to provide the 10% discount and the price of book is 500, so 10% of 500, which is this stuff, which gave 50. So after applying the discount, it became 500 minus 50, which gave 450. So friends, this is what we did when we created this book repository stub manually. Now let's see how we can use Mockito framework to create our book repository stub. So here I will simply copy this test method. We'll give it a name as demo stub with Mockito. Also friends, we don't want this book repository stub now. So what we'll do, we'll use Mockito framework to create the stub test double for our book repository. So how we can do this? There is only one method, mock, and we can provide the class here, book repository dot class, and we'll simply import mockito.mock method. So friends, this is how we create a stub test double using Mockito. But there is something more. We created the mocked test double. We provided it to the book service, and we want to test get new books with applied discount method by passing it a discount rate 10, and we want the new books should be published within the last week, which is providing days as 7. So here, when this method will be called from our test, we know that internally it will call the book repository dot find new books method. So here we haven't told Mockito what to do with this book repository when this find new books method will be called. So here, if I simply run this test case without telling Mockito what to do when find new books method will be called, we'll see what happens. So here you can see the test case got failed, and it failed at assertion that it expected 2, but the list which get new books with applied discount method returned had the size 0. It was just an empty list. So friends, here if I provide a debug point and if I run the test case in debug mode, So here you can see that as we have created the mocked repository, here you can see the book repository which this book service is using is actually a mocked implementation provided by Mockito. When we call find new books on this mocked repository, there is no way to tell Mockito what to do with it. So if I move the debug point, so you can see Mockito simply returned an empty list because it don't know what to do with this method when it was called on this mocked repository. So therefore it returned an empty list, and this piece of code was not executed because our list is empty, and it simply returned the new books which was an empty list. So friends, we need to provide a way to tell Mockito that what to do with this book repository when find new books method will be called with the provided days. So here in stub test, what we'll do, before calling this book service.get new books with applied discount method, here what we do, as we did in our fake book repository, we created a list of books. So we'll copy this part. We'll create this collection again. We'll give it a name as new books. Let's say we created a list of books by providing 2 books, and let's say price would be, so here in our book repository stub, we kept the price as 500 and 400, and we simply added these 2 books and we returned the books. So here we give value as 500 and 400. So we have created this new books. Now we simply want to tell Mockito what to do when find new books method will be called. So we'll use when. We'll say book repository when find new books method will be called with a value of days as 7. We'll do 7. We'll import when. Then we'll call then return the list of books, which is nothing but our new books. So here we'll simply make it, let's say, list of books, because find new books returns a list of books, not the collection of books. So friends, here now we are telling Mockito that when we call book repository.find new books by providing a value of days as 7, then simply return this list of new books which we have created it here. So if I run the test case now, so here you can see the test case got executed successfully. When we called get new books with applied discount, and Mockito found that on the mocked dependency it is calling find new books with the values of days. So it saw that we have already told Mockito what to do when this stuff was called. So it returned us back a stubbed list which we told it here. So this is our stubbed list. So friends, here you can see the actual testing which we did it here was basically to apply the discount on the top of new books. So it doesn't matter if new books list has 3 books, 4 books, 10 books. We only wanted to test that whatever the discount rate we are passing it here, it actually get applied on this list of new books or not. So which got applied, and whatever the asserts we provided, book 1 at price 500, and here we provided discount rate of 10%. So 10% of 500 becomes 50. So our new price will become 500 minus 50, which is 450. Book 2 had price of 400. If we apply 10% discount on 400, we get 40. So our new price becomes 400 minus 40, which is 360. So friend, this is how Mockito help us in creating the stub test double, and it also provides a way using when then return to stub a response so that response is used later in our testing, which is here. So friend, this was all about creating a test double stub using Mockito. I hope you like this video. Thanks, have a nice day.